Welcome to It's Only Electric. In this video I'm looking at the BMW iX3. This is a brand new car, only 1 week old. I'm going to do a consumption test and a range test of the car. I'm also going to test the 0 to 100 spec and the noise levels, so stay tuned for that. This is a mid-size SUV, 4.7 meters long. It has a wheelbase of 2.86 meters. So it's a decent sized car. It's heavy, almost 2.3 tons, 2,286 kilograms to be more exact. So I have just started my 80 kilometers of range and consumption test. This is a test cycle with speeds between 50 and 110 kilometers per hour. The average speed is 93 kilometers per hour. It's 2 to 3 degrees outside, so consider this as a winter test, and the wheels are studless winter tires, and the car is running on 19-inch wheels. So let's see what the consumption ends up with. So currently I have been driving 5.3 kilometers. The current consumption is 27.6. So to be able to measure this in a consistent way, I'm always driving on the Eco modes available in the cars. So in this car, I'm currently driving on Eco Pro mode. That should be the most economical and give the lowest consumption available or possible with this car. So Eco Pro Auto when it comes to air conditioning, and 20 degrees. I have been driving for almost 25 kilometers now. The speed limit is now 80 kilometers per hour. The average consumption until now is 23.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That's a bit high, but I expect it to drop even further, so let's see. Dry roads, some parts are wet, but I'm trying to keep on the dry parts. And keep in mind that this car is only 1 week old. That means that the tires are not worn in yet, so the consumption of this car might drop after some extent of usage. So I'm at the exact halfway now. The consumption is down to 21.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Still a bit too high. I hope it will drop even more. I'm trying to push it down under 20, but let's see if that's possible or not. There is a faster part left after this, that's 110 kilometers per hour. That will of course affect the consumption in a negative way. But let's see. I'll report back soon. I'm soon finishing the test cycle. I have been driving for almost 65 kilometers. The average consumption is still high, 21.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that was the range test of today. The 80 kilometers mixed cycle, 2 degrees outside, winter tires, studless Michelin winter tires running on 19-inch wheels. All in all, with 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer flat, means and translates to a winter range of 352 kilometers. That's decent. I was expecting a bit better result though. I was hoping for a result just under 20 at least. So it's time for the noise test. I am going to measure the noise level of the BMW iX3. The noise test is based on a certain track that I use to measure noise level in 50 kilometers per hour, 70, 90 and 110. So I always go the same route and I measure the same distance to be able to make a comparable result. So I'm going to do the first test now, and I'll be right back when the tests are ready, and I will share all the details with you. So it's time for a 0 to 100 test. Let's go. First test, sports mode active. That's 100.
0 to 60 miles per hour time 6.78 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 7.12 seconds.
So let's do a second test. Go. Good grip.
0 to 60 miles per hour time 6.43 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 6.79 seconds.
So that's good. 6.79 second, just under BMW's own specs. So I'm back home. Consumption and range test done. Acceleration test done. Noise test done. So what about the results? You see them here on the screen. Of course, I'm sharing them with you. Okay, suddenly the car discovered something behind the car, but there's nothing there. Okay, never mind. Just to summarize, when it comes to the consumption, this car scored 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer, and that's 210 watt hours per kilometer. That equals to a range, an estimated range of 352 kilometers with a full charged battery. This is a winter test, so it was 2 degrees Celsius outside. The roads were dry, so that's good, mostly dry. And the test cycle is a mixed cycle of 80 kilometers with an average speed of 93 kilometers per hour. It's more of a real-world test, I should say. It's speed limits between 50 all the way up to 110. It's more or less what you can expect when driving the car in real-world scenarios. It's a bit higher than I expected and hoped for. I was expecting a result just under 200 or 20, I should say, kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer, but I didn't. The tires are completely new. They are studless Michelin winter tires, and as you all know, really new tires actually adds a bit to the consumption. So the consumption will probably creep down a little bit when the tires are worn in, but that's by a small margin, I think. During summer, when you travel long trips and drive in a constant speed of like 90 kilometers per hour, you will probably be able to beat the 460 kilometers of VLTP range. I'm pretty sure about that. But during winters, 350 is around what you can expect. When it comes to the noise level, this is actually the most silent car I have tried so far, but I have only tried and run the same tests for the Volkswagen ID.3. That's a silent car, and also the Megane E-Tech, but it's not cars in the same class. This car should be more silent than the Golf class cars. But I am going to do a comparison and do the same test with my Tesla Model Y and see how that one scores compared to this BMW. But all in all, a silent car. It's comfortable to drive in. The suspension is good. It's an active suspension, but I really like the car. It is a typical and classic BMW. They have really managed to keep the BMW DNA, both when it comes to steering and suspension, so that's good for the BMW fans out there. The last thing, the acceleration test. The specified 0 to 100 time by BMW is 6.8 seconds, And as you saw, I managed to do it in 6.79 seconds. So I actually, by a small bit of a margin, beat the specified number. So that's good. BMW is keeping what they have promised. And that was actually on wet roads with winter tires. So I'm actually pretty impressed that this car was able to keep the torque and the horsepower to the ground. There was no wheel spin, great control all the time. So they have done a great job when it comes to the torque handling and the rear axle handling. So a great result. That's it. I think that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and always stay electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.